Okay, hello there. This is Adam Stark. I am going to be breaking down my lyrics on my rap video called Don't Even Think About It, which came out on my birthday, 2016. Okay, just going to go through the lyrics here. I am not going to rap them. I am just going to simply read them and then give you all the meanings you need to know, maybe hidden Easter eggs, explain my process, and any other interesting information I feel like needs to be said. Okay, so starting from the top here in order. Don't even think about it. Fucking with me will get you injured for sure. Malicious intentions is what I'm holding in store. I'm impolite when I fight and don't play fair when it's a fight. I'm rooted to lose when comparing its members within the board. If I had to fight with my own friend, it wouldn't be a civil war, generally speaking. Okay, so basically what I'm saying here is, okay, I'm saying I'm bragging, I'm boasting myself up, saying I know how to fight. And I'm saying, okay, fucking with me or messing with me, Adam Stark, you're gonna lose that fight. And is no matter what, you will for sure get an injury. You will sustain injuries and bruises and contusions and everything. You will get hurt badly. And I'm malicious with my intentions. I think that stuff was pretty clear, nothing too hard to explain. Um, and I was basically saying how I'm usually rooted to lose against. I'm saying when you compare me to other people, people don't usually want to pick me to win. I got that kind of underdog effect, basically. And I'm saying even with that being said, I'm gonna win, and I got bad intentions when I fight, and I'm just overall a better fighter, sort of thing. With lyrics or whatever you want to, you know, call to action. So anyways, now what made this opening statement dope was I had a pretty cool bar here that I said, where basically I said, even if I had to fight with my own friend, that it wouldn't be a civil war. And I'm saying, okay, which is spelled the same way, Civil, whether you're saying a civil war, which obviously the Civil War is a, very pertinent part of United States history. I don't have to get into that, but in other words, it was friends against friends. It was one nation fighting each other. It wasn't two enemies of different lands. It was the same land fighting. So civil, and also civil can means polite, means courteous and such. And I was saying, I also set up because I said I'm impolite when I fight and don't play fair when it's a fight. So I'm saying it's not gonna be a civil war. It's not gonna be a polite war. I'm gonna be rude when I fight. And even though I'm fighting my own friend, it's not gonna be civil. And then I said, generally speaking. And generally speaking, that's a very common statement. People say that all the time. It's everybody's heard that saying before. But I also made it just threw in a little associative wordplay just to spice that line up, because generally, Generally, and generally, a pronoun, a person, General space Lee, General Lee, he was actually a general in the Civil War, the real Civil War that happened in the 1800s in our country. So I was saying, just a dope way of, bringing the Civil War part that I was speaking on, just add spice in the lineup a little bit. Okay, continuing on here. The next line is, politicians are all slimy, gritty, dirty people that we have no choice but to follow. You stay positive preaching you can give these dirty people the stuff to cleanse all folks. Your products won't get them clean, no matter how much you promise you're selling false soap. Okay, so this is pretty simple, but what I'm saying is, one thing I want to make this clear. Personally, I hate politicians. I hate them all. There's rarely one that I would say I like, but for the most part, overwhelming majority, I hate politicians. And I'm saying they're not going to give you anything that you want. It's never going to happen, in my personal opinion. You are allowed to disagree, but that's my opinion. Is I don't think you're going to get anything you want out of them, no matter what they say. And I'm saying you're not doing any service by claiming that you can change anybody, as in politicians. You're just as bad saying that you can preach to people, saying that you can convince politicians to change. I'm saying that's just as absurd. And so what I'm saying is, you're selling false hope. And everybody knows that saying. That's a very common saying. You're selling false hope. You're saying something that isn't going to come true. And also, what sounds exactly the same if you say it at the right speed and you don't put a space between the words in the way you say it, false soap. Okay, SOAP or HOPE, false hope, false soap. If you hold that S sound and the H becomes silent, you can say it one way. It's two different things. It's a double meaning because I'm saying, for one, you're selling false soap because you can't keep your promises for saying you're going to cleanse the dirty people, which are the politicians. And I'm also saying your products won't get them clean. Okay, your products being what's going to clean something that's dirty, even if it's people. What's going to clean something dirty? Soap. So I'm saying you're selling false soap. So just a double meaning there. You know how much I hate politicians, and you're not going to get them cleaned up. So you're selling false hope, false soap. Just a double meaning there. Okay, continuing on here. I said, whoop, pardon me. For some reason, my video here. Okay. Okay, pardon me for that. All right, now let's continuing on with the lyrics here. Got a brief interruption. Okay, so now the next line is, "This is a barf fest, so don't vomit, just pay and throw up some green. I oppose your directions. Better not look at me sideways, bitch. If you say I'm going down, that's up to me." Okay, this line's pretty dope. I think this line's pretty universally understood the first time you hear it. But what I'm basically saying for the first part is, this is a bar fest, and I said, so don't vomit, just pay and throw up some green. Now, barfing, I'm sorry, bar fest can also sound like barf space fest, to barf. Now, a bar fest, if in case this wasn't made clear, is basically a bunch of bars. Bars as in rhymes, good lyrics, good punches, and everything. Now, a barf fest obviously is something where there was just a ton of vomiting. Duh. Speaking the obvious here. But the point I'm trying to make here is, I said this is a bar fest. But since you don't know if I'm saying bar fest or barf fest, I said, so don't vomit, just pay and throw up some green. Now, throw up is, another way of saying barf, but I'm saying throw up some green, and barf could be green. It's just a funny way of saying, this is a barf fest, but don't vomit. So in case you thought I was saying barf fest, but throw up some green, which means, pay me for my services, giving you amazing bars here. And then this next line is pretty dope because everybody's heard that saying, that's up to me. Okay, pretty simple, pretty easy to figure out. But I'm saying is, okay, I'm not I'm not going to listen to you, okay? And that's what I'm saying, I oppose your directions. I'm not going to listen to you because it's up to me what I'm going to do. And a lot of people, we hate authority. We hate being told what to do. We should think for ourselves. It's very important. And that's what I'm saying in this line right here. It's up to me what I want to do. It's not up to you or someone else. And also directions, I'm also saying that literally because listen, I say sideways, I say down and up. I said so, and directions, sideways, down and up. And I said, so I pose your directions, so better not look at me sideways, bitch. If you say I'm going down, that's up to me. So to look at me sideways, that's a saying. Don't look at him sideways. Don't look at her sideways. That's a saying. It doesn't mean you literally turn your head in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. What it means is you're looking at them, disrespectfully. You're not giving them the attention that they deserve. You're giving them, you're kind of giving them a mean glare, is what that means. Okay. So I'm saying don't look at me sideways, but again, going with directions. And I said, bitch, you say I'm going down, that's up to me. So another common saying is you're going down. So if you say you're going down, that means you're going to beat my ass in a fight or something, or I'm going to lose or whatever. I'm saying that's up to me. In other words, just because you say I'm going down in a fight, that's up to me whether that's true or not, whether I am going to lose the fight or win the fight. It's up to me. And I'm also making this a dope double meaning because I'm saying directions. You say I'm going down. Your down is up to me because it's my choice how I interpret directions, literal directions. So just a really dope double meaning there. Okay, continuing with the next line here, I said, duke it out. Punch you so hard it has an echo. Put you in a hole in the grassy meadow. I'll tell you where you'll end up if you can't grasp it. Grasp it. Okay, so very, very dope here. Not a double meaning, but it's just cool how I ended it because I was able to say the same exact sounding words twice. Grasp it, grasp space it, and then grass pit, grass space pit. Because I basically said, duke it out, we're gonna punch, and then just a quick punchline. I said, I'll punch you so hard it has an echo. I mean, good lord, can you imagine how hard a punch would have to be for it to echo? Just it'd be a pretty hard punch. And I'm saying, I'm capable of doing stuff like that because I win fights and yada yada. You get the point. But I'm saying here is I'll put you in a hole in the grassy meadow. Okay. Grassy meadow, a grass pit, because it's going to be a hole in that grassy meadow. So I'll tell you where you'll end up if you cannot grasp it, and which means you got to be paying attention where you're going to grasp where I'm saying you're going to go, which is going to be the grass pit, because I'm putting a hole in the grassy meadow, and that's where you're going to be in that hole in the grassy meadow, which is a grass pit. So I was saying grass pit, you're going to end up in the grass pit. But I ended up saying it where you say those two things in a row because I have that pause in the way that I rhyme this rhyme. And it comes out as a pretty dope punchline. Okay, continuing on here, the next lyrics. I could turn anything bad into a positive, pitching some advice while proving I will win every fight. So you say I'm bad at sports? Get some balls to come at me and my battle strike. See, I am bad at sports, but I'm also a bad sport. I would say I don't like you as much as I could throw you, but for that you would need a passport for that sport. Okay, so this one's dope because it is true. I always say this even in real life and everything, but outside of rap, outside of YouTube and all that. I say anything bad you can turn into a positive, or at least find a positive part of something. Okay. And in this situation, I was saying also, oh, sorry, it's also important I mention where I said I'm going to win every fight with being able to turn anything bad into a positive. And it was all come down to is I'm saying people could say I'm bad at sports. You could say that. You can make that claim, but I'll find a positive out of it, which I do in this example. And I'm saying, okay, I also use a little word association. I said pitching some advice. Okay, so pitching and bat strike. And here's what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm bad at sports, right? And I said, so if you get some balls to come at me, my bat'll strike. So my bat, as in baseball bat, would strike, and that means you're bad at sports if your bat strikes when you're at bat in baseball and you strike. You don't want to get a strike. You want to hit the ball or at least hit a damn foul or something. You don't want to strike when you're up to bat. And also it's dope because I'm saying it metaphorically. If you get some balls to come at me, my bat will strike. I give my bat possession, BAT apostrophe L. My bat will strike. And battle strike, BATTLE strike. It sounds exactly the same when you say it. But I'm saying in this rhyme is okay, if you think that you are brave enough to come at me and get some balls to come at me, that's a saying where it's just get some balls. You could say, well, you're too scared to, go run around a minefield. Well, get some balls and do it. You're too scared to learn how to, you know, cook bacon. Well, get some balls and go cook bacon. Like you can use that with anything. I'm saying you get some balls to come at me. Now, come at me means to fight me, to run towards me, to come at me with some rhymes and diss me or something. And I'm saying my battle strike. So get some balls to come at me and my battle strike, which means I'll swing a baseball bat at you and beat the shit out of you if you have the balls or if you're brave enough to come at me. But it's also going along the theme of being bad at sports. You get some balls to come at me. Well, let's assume they're baseballs then. Baseballs to come at me and my battle strike. Well, it's proving your point that I'm bad at sports, but I'm also saying that I would win a fight if it was the other way around where you get the balls or you get brave enough to come at me and I'll strike you with the bat. And then continuing the line here, I said, see, I am bad at sports. Okay, so I proved my initial point I was making. And then I said, but I'm also a bad sport. And then I say, it's a bad sport means a sore loser, means someone who doesn't take losing well or whatever. So I'm saying, okay, so let's look at the back to the point of negatives and positives. Negative, I suck at baseball. Excuse me, in this example. So what's the positive? Is I explain it right here. I'm also a bad excuse me, excuse me. I'm also a bad sport, I said. So I would say that I don't like you as much as I could throw you, but for that, you would need a passport for that sport. So well, that was dope because, first of all, it rhymes really well, fluently throughout it. But I'm saying, okay, back to the point of turning a negative into positive. Negative, I'm bad at sports. I show that. And I'm saying, okay, I suck at baseball because I strike when you throw the balls at me. Okay. And then I'm saying, but I'm a bad sport, which means I'm a sore loser. So I'm going to take that loss. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw you so far that you're going to need a passport for that particular sport. So just very, very dope. Dope way of putting that together. So, in other words, whatever negative comes to me, I'll turn it, or at least come up with a positive ending coming to it. Okay. Anyways, let's continue here. Then I say, who wants to jump out of the gate first? Oh, sorry. I should mention, sorry, pardon me. This stuff is all fast rapping. Pretty fast. Not my fastest speed, but I wanted it to be fast enough so that every single syllable could be enunciated well. And I just wanted to particularly show off some good rhyming patterns here, is what I was trying to do. Once in a while, I like to take breaks from metaphors and punchlines and just get to rapping. Just show that I can put lines together really nicely, nice structure, nice continual rhyme patterns, and make things rhyme in new ways and stuff like that. Be innovative in a way that isn't using punchlines, metaphors, similes, entendres, and onomatopoeias and such. So sorry, I'll continue. But this is what I was trying to say. I said, okay, who wants to jump out of the gate first? I'll take a sharp turn with a dull knife as I have an insurmountable, insane thirst to draw blood like a shotgun to your neck, like a beer can drinking game till your pigment changes and the wound's bigger than a broken piggy bank is, and I mix powder to make it a citrus tasting drink creation simulation. So what I'm saying is, okay, who wants to jump out of the gate first? Which basically is saying, okay, who wants to go off on a limb and say, "Oh, I'll fight Adam Stark and whatever." And then I said, "Okay, this is a short punchline, not like something crazy, not something, mind blowing, but just a little punchline I came up with." I said, "I'll take a sharp turn with a dull knife." Okay, sharp and dull, those are polar opposites, and I'm saying, okay, a sharp turn means like a really quick turn. You should know what a sharp turn is, but like a 90-degree turn or a quick turn, a turn taken very quickly. And a dull knife, if you didn't know, is the most dangerous knife because a sharp knife will pierce right through. A dull knife can cause tearing and additional damage to the skin or to the subject, whatever it is you're hitting with it, stabbing and piercing. But so a dull knife, I said I'll take a sharp turn with a dull knife because I have an insurmountable, insane thirst to draw blood. Okay, so you're saying I'm bloodthirsty. I want to draw blood, which means, I want to make you bleed. I want to win this fight, sort of thing. I have an itch to be violent. I want to win this fight or whatever. And then I said, but just to make it cool, I said I want to draw blood like a shotgun to your neck, like a beer can drinking game. Now, a beer can drinking game called shotgun or whatever is when you to shotgun a drink is when you it's pretty stupid, but it's when you stab a beer can, you put a hole in the beer can on the side of it, and then you drink from the beer can, the beer that spills out. And I'm saying that's what I would do to your neck. I'd treat your neck like a beer can and stab the side of it and have blood come out. Obviously, instead of beer coming out of a can, it'd be blood coming out of your neck. And I said, till your pigment changes. Okay, pretty easy to figure that out. Whatever color skin you have, it won't be the color blood, obviously, and then blood would be dripping out and then it'd be a different color. And I said, and then the wound's bigger than a broken piggy bank is. Okay, imagine a piggy bank, no matter what the size of the piggy bank is. Okay, a broken piggy bank, that's obviously the biggest wound because if you have a flesh wound, a stab wound, a little exit wound or whatever you have, whatever kind of wound you want to say you have, it's it's not going to compare to the wound the size of your body, because that's what a broken piggy bank would be. You smash a piggy bank, the wound is the size of the whole piggy bank, and I'm saying that's how your wound would be bigger than that. Okay, just a little punchline, pretty cool. I'm saying that's how much I'll hurt you in this hypothetical fight. And then I said I'll mix powder to make it a citrus tasting drink creation simulation. Just a dope way to end it with nice rhymes, way the patterns roll off and it rhymes well. And I said, I'll mix powder with your blood, so when I drink your blood, it'll taste like citrus, and it'll be a citrus tasting drink. And then I said drink creation, because it would be a creation since I mixed powder with your blood, so that is a drink creation. And then I said simulation, because it would be a citrus drink simulation. So I just put that together nicely. Good way to make everything rhyme. Okay, now going on to the next paragraph here. And again, this is also very, very fast rhyming. Again, not my fastest speed. Although, just so you understand, I did actually do some of these raps in this whole rap here. Some of this, or I should say, some of these paragraphs here, I have done on my channel. You can find them yourself, and I did it, live with my stopwatch to prove authenticity, and I was able to do them even faster than I did in the actual rap on my birthday, where I just did the whole rap. I actually have done it faster with when you actually see my face do it. I did it faster. I was able to manage to get, what was it? I think it was 124. What was it? 124 syllables in 20 seconds or something like that. 122 syllables in 20, something like that. 20 seconds, and so 19.8 seconds or something like that. But I've done these raps faster than I do in the actual rap, but that's okay with me, because I don't have to do my song version of these raps as fast as possible, just fast enough so that it's intended to have a nice rhythm, and that people can respect it, but my words can still be heard, and all the enunciations and pronunciations and things can be heard just as well from anybody, any type of fan. And anyways, continue here. So this paragraph is, you no longer have absence of abscesses. Now, okay, abscesses, if you have an abscess, let alone two, for God's sakes, or more, but if you have an abscess, that's a hole. Okay, you got a hole in you, which could mean a stab wound or whatever. You got clearly there's something wrong. You got damaged. And I'm saying you no longer have an absence of them. Now, those words sound the same and they rhyme, and that's why I put it together so nicely. But you no longer have an absence of abscesses. So now you have multiple stab wounds and holes and stuff because of me that I've beat you up. And I said, continuing with the lines here, a lot of you whack pieces of shit ruined hip hop. I don't give a fuck if I am rude. I'll pay the consequences for telling the truth. Just put that on Adam's stab wound. That's how I said it too. I have a little pause, and I'll explain this one. Okay, I absolutely, in case people haven't figured this out, throughout all my videos and freestyles and stuff, I really do hold a grudge with all the hip hop artists that are mainstream, basically after the year probably 2000 or so. None of them are good, and rarely, once in a while, there will be somebody who's okay, but none of them are good. Everybody on the radio today who wasn't from the old school cloth, I have no respect for them. You guys turned hip hop into a joke, and you guys are horrible, and you guys are just make me sick to my stomach. And none of you can compose good lyrics at all, and you're just an embarrassment. And this is why people laugh at hip hop. People that are old, extremely old, they say, well, hip hop's terrible, and I don't even defend it, because they hear these horrible people on the radio today, and I don't blame them, because it's absolutely horrible. There's no excuse. You can have good lyrics, you can weird style you want. I don't give a fuck if you can have good lyrics. That's all I ask for, but it does not happen, and it's pretty disgusting. So, you know, what I'm saying is, a lot of you whack pieces of shit ruined hip hop, and I don't give a fuck if I'm rude, which means I'm gonna speak my mind on it. I don't give a fuck if I hurt your stupid little feelings. I really don't give a shit if you cry about it. Okay, you suck. You need to know that you suck. That's basically what I'm saying to 99% of rappers in hip hop. Okay, and I'm saying I'll pay the consequences for telling the truth, which means I don't care what happens to me. I'm glad that I had the balls to say no. A lot of you guys suck. A lot of you guys are terrible. I'm not gonna kiss your ass like these promoters do. I'm not gonna kiss your ass like these radio DJs do. I'm not gonna kiss your ass like these producers do. They look at you, the retards, and they see dollar signs. I'm not gonna hold back for nothing. I'm not gonna get your autograph. I don't care if it's worth money. You guys are pieces of shit. You guys ruined the most beautiful art that there ever was for people like me. You guys ruined it. So I'm not holding back for nothing. So I'm basically saying I'll pay the consequences for saying my side of it and speaking the truth. And then just a dope punchline at the end of this line here. And I said, just put that on Adam's stab wound. And that's the way it's dope is okay, Adam's tab wound. So put that on Adam's tab. TAB tab. Now that's a saying, put it on my tab, put it on her tab, whatever. That's a saying. It means, I'll pay for it, before I leave. You order a drink for you order a drink for the guy next to you and the girl across the bar, whatever. Just say, hey, put it on my tab. That means I'll pay for all of it before I leave. So I'm basically saying, I'm telling the truth. I'll pay the consequences. Pay the consequences, keyword. I said, just put that on Adam's tab. But then I purposely pause when I actually wrap this line, and I say wound. Because what I'm saying is Adam's space tab space wound, or it sounds like I'm saying Adam's apostrophe S stab STAB wound, a stab wound. So I'm basically saying just put that on Adam's stab wound. But it's funny because when you first hear it, you hear just put that on Adam's tab. And then you think, oh, okay, but then you hear me say wound. And you go, oh, Jesus. You go, okay, so he would die for this sport sort of thing, for this art and sport. Anyways, continuing on here, the line says 99% of rappers past the year 2000, I can't wait till you're in a hole, like I'm explaining what a urethra is. Sex ed rule number 1, don't be a dick. Basically, what I'm saying here, what I've already said is 99% of rappers past the year 2000, I can't wait till you're in a hole, which means I can't wait till you're dead, because you people have ruined an amazing genre of music. You've ruined it all to hell. This stupid video that they're suggesting on my side here, for whatever reason, I had no idea. Lil Uzi Vert talks hating. Like whoever this retard is a horrible excuse of an artist and should not have ever made a single dollar in this industry at all. Never should have happened. You don't deserve your money at all. Nope, you don't deserve to be rich. You haven't done anything good. You've had horrible lyrics. But my point is, okay, back. I got a little distracted, but okay, wait till you're in a hole. So as in dead. When you rappers are in a hole, that's slang. You're in a hole. Put you in a hole. That means, you'll be dead. You'll be in the ditch. You'll be in the ground, cemetery, whatever. But then I said, you're in a hole, which URINE sounds like urine as in piss. You're in a hole, like I'm explaining what a urethra is. Now, urine in a hole and a urethra obviously is the private parts at the end of the privates, and that's where urine's going to come out of. So like I'm saying urine and the hole comes out of, and I'm explaining what a urethra is what it sounds like when I say wait till you're in a hole. Just a dope little thing. And then I continued on the word association of those private parts by saying sex ed rule number 1, don't be a dick. Just a funny punchline. Just saying, sex ed, don't be a dick. Okay, just a little funny punchline. Doesn't have to have too much meaning to that. It's just trying to be a little funny here and saying, don't be a dick. And I'm saying, then continuing on the line here, I'll start from a few words back. Sex ed rule number 1, don't be a dick or be convinced you can write rhymes that are even preconceived as a legitimate assembled sentiment, like the way I got in the rap game successfully, the way I meddled with it, settle businesses or be outdated before I get old with it. Different speeds and pivots, bitches, we even pedal different. Okay, so very, very strong rhyming structures I've created here. And I'm saying, don't be a dick and don't be convinced that you can write rhymes that are, instead of just saying that are good, I could have just said that. Don't be convinced you can write rhymes that are good. What I did was I made it extremely specific. I said, don't write rhymes that you can even preconceive. So not just conceive and be done with, but preconceive that they're a legitimate assembled sentiment. Okay, I'm saying when you, as a legitimate assembled sentiment, so a sentiment is a grouping of words and put together, and a legitimate one where you assembled them, as in you put it out, you've uploaded whatever. I'm saying you don't even think that you can write rhymes that are preconceived, not even done, but preconceived, as in the thought that comes into your head that says I can be a writer or a rapper one day. I'm saying don't even expect that to get support from me. I'm taking further than just saying your words now or whatever. I'm saying don't even get to the point of thinking that you're going to have something good to say. And then I'm continuing on here. I said, like the rap game, the way I successfully meddled with it, because that's what I did, is I got in there with nothing but hate for whatever reason. They don't like what I look like, and I don't rap like a fucking idiot. I don't rap with shit in my mouth like a lot of these dipshits that are out there today, and my lyrics actually make sense. And you're right, I didn't move with the times, and I'm proud of that. I'm very proud that I did not get with the times. I'm staying in the golden era of hip hop music, and I'll never change. You can go fuck yourself if you disagree, because I do not give a shit. I don't. None of these new rappers are talented at all. None of them. They don't have good lyrics. You like them for other reasons. That's not my problem. You like them for different reasons. It's not lyrics why you like them. You like them because they do weird shit. They come up with new styles that don't make sense, and then they get extreme pushes from these corporations. Okay, so I don't give a fuck if you disagree with me. Go fuck yourself if that's your attitude. If you're just a fan of me, then it's all good. I'm not mad at you, of course not. But I'm saying how I meddled with it is I got in there and nobody wanted me to rap, nobody liked it and whatever, but it didn't stop me. I got in there successfully anyway. And then settle businesses or be outdated before I get old with it, with different speeds and pivots, pitches, we even pedal different. I'm saying when I get old, we're still going to be at different speeds and pivots. And I'm saying we're all different because I have good lyrics, and these dipshits that rap today in corporate mainstream rap, hip hop, and whatever you want to call it, pop, they suck. We are different. And then I'm saying we'll be at different speeds and pivots even when I am old. And then I'm saying we'll even pedal different. So we're not just different with our words and ourselves, in our brains, whereas mine's big and these rappers today's is small. But I'm saying we even pedal different because I said speeds and pivots, which are you could say like a rocky road in life or a rocky road in your career. Those are different speeds and pivots as well. You can interpret that many ways, but you know it sounds nice when I say this part of the rhyme really fast like I do in the actual rap. Okay, continuing on here. This is a pretty funny line, but I said, outside of hip hop, I've been beaten up before. Eaten up for sure. But as a true champ I am, I worked hard and bounced back to even up the score. Yes, Adam took some falls. Then Adam grew some balls. Or grew some balls. Gross either way. Okay, so starting out here, outside of hip hop, I've been beaten up before, eaten up for sure. But as the champ I am, I worked hard and bounced back to even up the score. So yeah, just like every normal person, you don't win every fight. That's not possible. I'm sorry. It's just not. You can say it's true or whatever, but I'm saying outside of hip hop, which is my number one talent, hip hop, writing, rapping, freestyling, performing, and whatever you want to call it, poetry. Outside of that, yeah, I've been beaten up and I've been physically assaulted. It's happened. I'm not out here pretending. No, I've been jumped before. This is stuff that it happens to everybody. It doesn't mean I need to talk about it every day and cry about it. No, but it happened. And I'm saying, as a true champ, I worked hard and bounced back, which means I didn't take my beating, getting jumped, and I didn't, change my entire life, become a new person, and become a whiner and ask for a handout and act like there's a chip on my shoulder. And no, I didn't do none of that. Okay, I bounced back. And now growing balls again, that's a we talked about this before, that's a saying, which means you're becoming brave or whatever. But here's why it's funny. Listen to the way I worded this. I said Adam took some falls, then Adam grows some balls, or grew some balls. Gross either way. Now I was saying what I was doing is I was being a grammar police on myself, because I said Adam took some balls, then Adam grows some balls, and then I'm saying it out loud as if, wait, did I word that right, or was that bad grammar? Should I have said or grew some balls? Because which one would you really properly say? Yes, Adam took some balls, then Adam, would you say grows some balls, or would you say grew some balls? And grew some, GREW space SOME, sounds the same as the word gruesome, which means gross, which means sick, which means disgusting, GRUESOME. And so I said the last line grows either way, GROSS, and the grows, GROWS, sounds exactly the same. So I said grows either way, because it's gross either way, because if it's gruesome or if it's sick or nasty or whatever, or it grows, as in the balls grow, metaphorically, they get bigger or whatever, braver, if you want to say, either way. So they grows either way, gets bigger, get braver, or gross, ew, disgusting. Either way, I say it, because we're talking about balls, for God's sake. So just a dope, funny punchline I said there about talking about myself and bouncing back and everything. Okay, continuing here, I said, and not too fast in this line, but I said, but you say that I'm bad? I already knew my pen is evil, but here's what's next. I'm in progress of trying to make it good and study telekinesis, so for now I can't make my pen righteous yet. Okay, this is a very dope punchline. Very, very incredible. Okay, first let's get this part out of the way. Righteous, RIGHTEOUS, sounds exactly the same as right just, WRITE space JUST. Sound exactly the same. And I'm basically saying, you say that I'm bad, and guess what? Once again, I spin it in a direction where it's not a bad thing, a negative thing, but bad as an evil. When good and bad doesn't mean in you might be saying I'm bad. I'm not a good MC, and I'm saying, okay, so I'm an evil MC, and I'm basically spinning what you said in a direction to better feel about myself. And I said, no, no, no. I know my pen is evil. So, you might have actually been saying bad as in not good lyrics, not worthy lyrics or whatever. And I'm saying, no, 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 no. Yeah, it's not good. They're not righteous. They're evil. And then I'm saying, I'm in the process of trying to make it good, good as in, what you would want it to be, as in giving it a happy relation. And then I said, and study telekinesis. So I make it clear that I'm studying telekinesis, not I know it or mastered it. So I said, for now, I can't make my pen righteous yet. So if I'm trying to make my pen good or be on the good or the happy or the light side or whatever you want to call it, then of course it's not good yet. It's still bad or evil. And if I'm not done studying telekinesis and I haven't mastered it, I can't make my pen right just yet. Telekinesis is the mythological saying of being able to physically maneuver objects around the room with your mind. You could turn the lights on by looking at them. You could make a pen fly around the room and throw an Xbox or a TV or something with your mind. And I'm saying, so I'm studying telekinesis. So no, I cannot make my pen right just yet, because obviously I wouldn't be studying it if I could do that. I would be mastered it. So it's just a dope double meaning. I can't make my pen right just yet, righteous yet. It's either way. Because if I make my pen righteous yet, then it'd be good, light, happy, and I don't have telekinesis, so I can't make my pen right for me using my mind just yet. Okay, so very dope double meaning there. Now the last line leading up to the very end of this rap, I say at a fast speed, one of my fastest speeds, I'd say, and I basically say, okay, here's the lines. I go, I think it's safe to say that when you created these rhymes, your brain should have conveyed to us a vacancy sign because the horrible word choices you make don't take any pride and the sure as fuck wouldn't hold any weight against mine. So I'll stop right there. Very, very dope the way that I worded this, the way that I put this together, structured it, rhymed it very well. And I'm saying, okay, when it's safe to say that when you created these rhymes, I'm talking to these whack rappers out there, I'm saying your brain should have conveyed to us a vacancy sign. In other words, you should have held up a sign outside of your head that said vacancy. Vacancy means empty. In other words, you don't have a brain because most of these rappers out there don't have brains because their lyrics are horrible. And if they had brains, they would know how to say lyrics that actually made sense, that were actually good. And so saying your brain should have conveyed to us that vacancy sign so we knew you didn't have a brain. So then we would know not to listen or to read it. And then I said, because the horrible word choices you take, don't take any pride. Because again, you guys say the dumbest things ever that I've ever heard in my life, which is why I don't even defend people that defame hip hop anymore because of what all the new guys. And I'm saying, so they don't take any pride. And I said, the sure as fuck wouldn't hold any weight against mine. Well, there you go. My resume in my works of writing speaks for itself. I have proven time and time again that I am one of the greatest writers of all time when it comes to down to technical skill. I would easily destroy any one of these MCs you hear on the radio today. If it was somebody cut from the cloth of the old school and then a few underground rappers, then I wouldn't immediately jump out and say I would just easily destroy them. Hell no, I wouldn't say that. I would never say that, especially not to a legend. But as far as these retards that came after the year 2000 or so in the mainstream cloth, I'm absolutely not. They would not hold any weight against mine. They get destroyed. Okay, now continuing the line. Time to enforce my wit to your at your wit's end with force from its stem. Abhorrent imported shortages of morticians for the whirlwind. Of course it is. When misfortune hits, the message from my most northern orifice is to what to take good note of from my discourse is this. Don't try and ride the tide aboard my ship. Instead, hang like an ornament from going up the ladder like a tournament. Okay, so time to enforce my wit. My wit, those are my skills, those are my cojones, those are my, my talents. So I'm going to enforce them till you're at your wit's end. No, that's a common saying. You're at your wit's end, which means you're getting down to being defeated. You're done for. And that's so just a nice way of using the word wit twice. I said, I'm time to enforce my wit until you're at your wit's end. And then I said, with force from its stem. Okay, a stem is a, it's obviously you could say in biology, it's, something else. Obviously, that's anatomy. It's part of your part of brain stem, a stem of a plant. It's but I'm saying the other way of it being another meaning is the stem of my plan. In other words, the part of my plan, which is to put you at your wits' end with force from it, from my wits. And then I said three words that sound exactly the same in a row. I said abhorrent, which means, a horrible, disgusting, unbelievable, like angry, unbelievable. And then I said important, imported. Okay. So I said abhorrent, which is bad, important. You know what important means, of importance, or it's, really imperative and pertinent to what's going on and has a lot of meaning. And I said imported. Okay, imported, which means brought in. Shortages of morticians, because I'm saying you're going to need morticians because I'm going to kill a lot of these motherfuckers with my raps, so to speak. And so I'm saying there's a shortage of morticians, so that's why we're importing more of them, because I'm about to cause a whirlwind. And as I say in the next line, a whirlwind. And of course it is when misfortune hits, because that's what happens is your luck is finally running out and it's misfortunate. And then I said, misfortune hits, the message from my most northern orifice is what to take good note of from my discourse is this. Now, my most northern orifice is going to be my mouth, of course. And so what to take good note of from it is me saying, don't try and ride the tide aboard my ship. So if I'm on a ship, okay, then don't ride my tide on it, which means that this is for me. Rap is for me. You whack MCs out there, you're not meant to be on this. This is a solo boat, or in other words, a boat for me and people who I think have talent. So don't try and ride that tide that's coming aboard my ship. And then I end this rhyme with a very dope punch because I say hang like an ornament. Okay, that makes sense. Hang like an ornament. What do you do with an ornament? You hang it. And then I said from going up the ladder like a tournament. Now, hang means okay, kill yourself, put a noose around you and choke yourself to death. Um, use a rope, use whatever you got to do to commit suicide. And then I said from going up the ladder like a tournament. So two similes right in a row. Great way to rhyme it together. And I said, okay, like a tournament. Okay, going up a ladder. Well, tournaments have ladders. You start at, you know, the first one, and then you go on and on and on to the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, whatever. Okay, so that's going up the ladder of a tournament. And I'm saying you need to hang like an ornament. So there's a simile. And then I'm saying from going up the ladder. I could have ended it right there. You hang like an ornament from going up the ladder because you go up the ladder to hang yourself. But then I said like a tournament. So I said another simile right there in a row, and it rhymed perfectly. So you need to hang yourself like the way an ornament would be hanged or hung. And I'm saying, compare them together as like a tournament, which is going up the ladder. So just a very dope way to end this rap. So this one was more about rhyme structures and saying it fast, have a nice speed and tempo going with it, than it was about punchlines, metaphors, entendres, similes, and onomatopoeias and stuff. But there was still some in there, as always, as you're always going to get with me. But anyways, thanks everybody. Please comment and click like and subscribe. And any questions you want, feel free to message me at any time, and I will answer them involving my lyrics or one of my stories or any songs you or any questions you might have had or quarrels to do with my work in writing. And I will always help you out if I can. So, anyways, everybody take it easy, and I hope that this answered your questions, and I hope I, basically gave everybody a good opportunity to understand all the lyrics that were said in this rap here. So, thank you for listening.